Hey, Trail Kreitzer from goHUNT.com. We get a ton of questions. I did an article about grips, so what I do with my grip on my Matthews VXR, and we get a lot of questions about grip options, so we thought we would take a few minutes and just run through some of the options and how they work for grips for your bow. So once again, this Matthews VXR that I'm shooting this year, you have a bunch of different options. It's going to come with the Matthews Engage grip, which is a great grip. You can see that they've definitely made the throat of this grip more narrow. It's a really nice grip, feels great in your hand. It's got this little textured piece that kind of sits along the meat of your hand, which gives it a nice feel to it. This is a great grip. I don't have any issues with it. It's just not my preference. My hand just likes a more narrow, and especially to the shelf side of the riser. So if you look at this grip here, you can see that it's got some protrusion out to this side. For me, it feels like it pushes my hand out a little bit, and again, it's just personal preference. There's a lot of guys that shoot this grip and they shoot it really, really well. So for me, it's just a personal thing. These new Matthews bows, you can see that they've actually rounded the edges of the riser, and they've given you more options. You could shoot this directly off the riser if you wanted to. They also this year are doing side plates. Those come as a kit. There's both an inside and an outside plate. You can see it's got a couple of holes that go directly into the holes on the riser. So it's very easy to fit. You basically just pop those in. It's got some double-sided tape that comes with the kit. And you're looking at a very narrow, nice grip with side plates. This is a really nice option. I put these on and I played with them for a couple of weeks and shot with them just to see what I thought. Once again, for me, the issue was I don't necessarily love this space here that it pushes my hand out away from the riser. And I'll show you here in a few minutes how my grip looks like on this bow. And my personal preference is to wrap it with like a tennis racket tape, and I'll show you how I do that here in a minute. There's a bunch of different grips on the market right now. So ULTRAVIEW Archery is a brand new company. They're making a new grip, and I touched on that on an article that I recently wrote. They have a grip, the BEEREAL grip, which is Chris B's signature grip, I guess you'd say. But that's a great new grip option for these Matthews bows. I haven't actually had any time to play with that, so I can't speak to it, but I do think that's another nice option. This grip here is made by a company called TORQUELESS. This is a nice wood finished grip. You can order this in different colors. You can get custom inscriptions on the inside or the outside if you want those. They do make these for the newer Matthews bows. This one is off my older Matthews bows. I think I have a Halon X that I was actually shooting it on. So the Halon X, you can see that's missing the grip, but you can see the riser on this is a hard edge, so it's a sharp edge. I've tried to shoot this off the riser, it's just not that comfortable. But there are some companies, if you're shooting an older bow, SHREWD Archery is another brand that also makes a grip. This is made out of Delrin, which is just a composite. It's relatively inexpensive. They make aluminum ones as well that are adjustable if you want to use those. But those basically just pop on, and you can see you get a nice narrow grip. And this is the grip that I shot on this bow for a lot of years. So like I said, my personal preference is the narrowness of shooting off the riser, but I also like a little bit of texture. What I've done is wrap the grip in a tennis racket tape. Now you can get these tennis racket tapes at any sporting goods store. This is made by a company called Gamma. Wilson also makes tennis racket tape. They come in various thicknesses, so this is the thinnest one. So you can see that this is just a very thin, it's got a little bit of tack to it, but it's a very thin ribbon of wrap. This one here, which is the one I'm using on this bow, but it's got a little bit of padding, so it's got a little bit of texture. All right, so this is actually really easy to install. When it comes brand new in a package, just rolled up. I've already had this on my bow, but basically it's got a little adhesive backing to it, so it's got some tack to it. It also comes with a couple of stretch pieces of tape. Any tape will do also, a piece of masking tape or any kind of athletic tape will also work. So you basically just start wrapping. So I like to start at the top and wrap down to the bottom. So you're just going to make sure that that binds. You're just going to start making wraps. Typically overlap about half the width of the wrap itself. And I'm just going to wrap that all the way down. So basically you're just going to wrap it all the way down at the bottom. It's got a couple of pieces of stretchy tape that come with these kits to secure the base of it. But that's it. I mean, it's a really simple process, but what you end up with is a wrapped grip. It's not quite as thin as your hand as the Bear Riser. It's got a little bit of texture. I don't want it to, like, you know, be so tacky that I'm going to feel like I'm going to torque it. But I do like a little bit of texture. It's just repeatable in my hand. So one of the reasons I really like a narrow grip with a wrap in it, like I said, I like a little bit of texture to it, but one of the reasons I like it is that I can get up into my grip. So if you look at my grip, that's my typical grip. I'm right there along, just on the inside of my lifeline. I'm going to get up into it, and I typically like to get my two fingers up into that grip. So I'm about right there, and that's one thing I really like about these new Matthews risers, that they're rounded. I can shoot it right off the riser with a wrap. So this is how I shoot my grip. I like to wrap it with that tennis racket tape and shoot right off the riser. People often ask, like, why do you do that? Why don't you just shoot the factory grip? Really, for me, it's all about repeatability. This is what is most comfortable. This is what I can consistently find the exact same grip every single time. So that's why I shoot it. It just works for me. I would encourage you, now's a great time to play with your gear. Find a grip that works best for you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And we'd love it if you would like and subscribe to our channel. That would really help us to produce more content. So once again, this is Trail at GoHunt. Let us know what you think.